This is an intro to economics in slide format. So this is a version of the slides that were given in class about this. The videos that you'll see embedded in the slides are available in Schoology beneath this video. So we start with a hypothetical proposal. Say I was to present to the class this opportunity where each of you would, on, say, a private message in Teams in the next minute, have to tell me if you would rather have 50 extra credit points or 10. But knowing that if more than 25% of the class chooses 50, everyone gets 0. We had a short discussion about this, and the consensus seemed to be that the safe option would be simply to ask for 10, right? But you are trusting that everyone else is making that same decision and acting in the better interest of the group. However, if someone was acting in their purely self-interest, they might think, oh, everyone's going to say 10 so that we all can play it safe. I'm going to put 50 so that I can sneak in there and get 50, right? You can make that bet. And especially if you're someone who doesn't really need the extra credit, you might be more willing to take that extra chance. This is called the tragedy of the commons, this concept. This idea that if everyone acted in their own self-interest all the time, it would make everyone else worse off potentially. Or there are scenarios in which this is the case. So sometimes it takes an element of collective thinking. However, it takes an element of trust as well that everyone else will buy in to the idea of not acting in their self-interest so that everyone is better off, even though there's an opportunity oftentimes to act in your own self-interest and potentially cause damage for other people. An example of this would be climate change, right? We would all love to continue to drive our carbon-burning cars as much as we'd like and to allow for corporations to make products as cheaply as possible by emitting tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. However, of course, that will continue to warm the planet and ultimately be worse off for everyone. Another little experiment to introduce the idea of economics is how much would you pay for an extra hour of sleep? Think of a dollar amount in your head. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat $3. Just out of curiosity, I wonder how many of you would say something more than $3 in that dollar amount in your head, and how many of you decided less. We'll say the average came to $3. Now, again, you're making this decision on whether or not that $3 is more valuable to you or whether that hour of sleep is valuable to you. And that might change day to day. Think about, would you be more likely to pay for that on a Monday or a Friday? Coming out of the weekend, you might be more tired on Monday mornings and more in need of the extra hour of sleep. And so you might be more likely to pay on a Monday than a Friday. Now, what if it raised to $5? Would that change your mind? For some people, yes. But for some people, no. The extra hour of sleep is still worth more than that $5 in certain circumstances. Now, let's say the cost is 1 banana. That changes things a bit because the banana is not a set dollar amount. Now, when we talk about dollars, we're talking about a form of currency, a value that we all understand. $5 is the same to pretty much everyone. We all know about what $5 will buy at a store. Now, with bananas, those are different. The prices of bananas fluctuates a little bit. Its value to you will change based on whether you like bananas or not, or how hard it is to get them. If you live across the street from a grocery store and you can just walk across the street and grab a banana right now, it's going to be less valuable to you than someone who would have to, say, walk for a couple miles or take a bus to get a banana. If the cost was a banana, somebody might say, oh, it's so hard for me to get a banana, go all the way to the store and get one. It's not worth that extra hour of sleep. Or someone else might say, you know, there are 30 bananas on my on my counter right now. My family loves bananas. And I can just go grab one easily. Of course, that's worth less to me than an extra hour of sleep. So you're creating this kind of three-way exchange of value between the hour of sleep, the cost of the banana, and the banana itself. That's how economics works, is we're ultimately making these decisions between different elements of value. So economics doesn't necessarily have to do with money at all. It's simply the study of human decision-making and evaluation of your options. Evaluation being determining the value of something. That doesn't always have to be a dollar amount. It's just easiest to put things in dollar amounts because that is a universal metric of recording or understanding things in a numeric value.